Imagine a long, healthy life ahead of you. Think of a retirement where you can do the things you want to do without being limited by health issues. Think about your perfect retirement plan. For me, it's waking up and spending the morning on the front porch with a few cups of coffee. Now, despite what you may have heard in the past decades about the effect that caffeine can have on your body, coffee can have many benefits for those who drink it. Benefits such as an increase in energy and brain function, overall mood better, increased prevention from many diseases, and even a longer life. Now, according to Harvard Health Publishing, coffee has been one of the most heavily studied dietary components over the last few decades. There are so many mixed reviews on the effects of caffeine, so I'm going to try to lay out the positive effects so that you can feel better about using your extra boost. I'm writing or speaking about this today because coffee is a big part of my lifestyle. I grew up in a coffee drinking family and I've been drinking it almost every single day for the past 10 years. We have coffee time in my household almost every single day. It can be 20 minutes or a couple of hours where we just sit with our cups of coffee and just talk about whatever we want. And we're college students, and to many of us, coffee is a part of our daily routine. For some of us, it may be the only thing routine about our days. My husband is military police in the Army, and I'm a full-time student, so our schedules often conflict, and we don't always have a sense of routine. So coffee is the only normalcy in everyday life. So I don't want to cut out coffee in my daily life because I'm afraid of the negative health risks that caffeine may have on my body. So I did some research to find out what the truth is. So I'm going to share with you what I've discovered. Like I said earlier, coffee has many effects on our bodies. First of all, coffee can make you happier. In 2011, Harvard conducted a study that showed women who drank 4 or more cups of coffee a day proved to be 20% lower risk for depression. Another study I found on the Healthline website showed that out of 208,424 people who drank 4 or more cups of coffee a day, were 53% less likely to commit suicide. This is big because mental illness is something that we don't normally notice until it's too late. Another reason this could be is due to coffee containing essential nutrients that the body needs. When we feel better, we're happier. It's simple. And I'll go back and discuss these essential nutrients later on. Caffeine is a stimulant, which increases brain activity and function. This can also affect your mood and happiness. According to the Healthline website, the caffeine is absorbed into your bloodstream and goes straight to your brain. Now, once in your brain, it increases the neurotransmitters such as dopamine and increases neuron firing. Coffee improves many impacts of brain function such as mood, energy, reaction time, and overall mental function. Now, one of the biggest benefits that coffee has is the health benefit. Brain function is definitely a health benefit, but we're going to move from mental to physical. I think back to the beginning of this speech where I was describing a healthy, unimpaired retirement. Coffee can help you get there by preventing many popular diseases. Multiple cited sources explain the prevention of the same diseases and health issues. These include type 2 diabetes, cirrhosis of the liver, Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's, gum disease, periodontal disease, melanoma, retinal damage, and many more. This seems like an overwhelming list and you might not understand what all of these are, so I'm going to break down a couple of them. Hundreds of studies have commenced and I'm going to give you a few of the findings. A common misconception is that you can only get cirrhosis of the liver if you're a heavy alcohol drinker. My aunt had cirrhosis of the liver last year and had to have a transplant, and she's never tasted alcohol. But don't worry if you're a caffeine drinker. A study in the Hepatology Journal showed that higher intakes of coffee, regardless of caffeine content, were associated with lower levels of liver enzymes, which causes cirrhosis of the liver, which needs a transplant. And this journal included 27,793 people aged 20 and up. A recent study by Harvard's Dr. Frank Hu showed that every daily cup of coffee you consume, your risk for type 2 diabetes decreases by 9%, and it even decreases by 6% if you're drinking decaf. Also, drinking black coffee can even prevent cavities. Brazilian researchers found that black coffee kills bacteria that causes tooth decay, as I found on caffeineinformer.com, If you're trying to make the switch from coffee and cream to black coffee, my grandfather said if you drink it black for a week, you won't go back. Took me a couple of times, but it's definitely true. Another health benefit is that coffee aids fat burn. Caffeine boosts metabolism and increases physical performance by 11 or 12%, is found on the Healthline website. So have a strong cup of coffee about 30 minutes before you go to the gym. And this also ties into being happier and living longer because you're keeping your body in good shape. Lastly, coffee can increase your lifespan. Many different benefits that we've already discussed play a part in this benefit. For instance, you're aiding fat burn and getting into good shape. Also, the fact that you're getting key nutrients from coffee such as vitamins B2, B3, B5, and potassium in coffee prevents many diseases that have taken the lives of loved ones too soon. If you're a coffee drinker, I encourage you to do some research of your own and learn more about your intake and all the benefits that it can have. Keep this in mind. Also, coffee has many benefits, but if you already suffer from health issues such as heart problems, or if you are pregnant or nursing, you should abstain or drink cautiously. Everything in moderation. And I'll include this disclaimer. These studies are based off of normal cups of drip coffee, so not your coffee shop drink that contains 2, 3, or more shots of espresso. 1 shot of espresso is the equivalent to a cup of normal drip coffee. So just keep in mind, if you're having a couple of cups from a coffee shop, it may be the equivalent of 4 to 6 cups from what these studies are sharing. So I hope that you have learned a lot in this, and I do encourage you look and find your own research and statistics so that you can be more aware of your caffeine intake. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot and feel better.